Join ForumIAS Academy, trusted by hundreds of toppers, including IAS Rank 1 Shruti Sharma.
Hello friends, this is Vijay. Welcome to ForumIAS Hindu Daily. In our today's news analysis, we are going to see the list of topics on the display. The first topic, shaping a more disable-friendly digital ecosystem. This is the article. Kindly go through it. The article is all about the evaluation of the disable friendliness of leading digital applications in India. In the introduction, the author have been discussing about the certain facts related to the disabled people in the context of India and in the global level. Census 2000 level, it notified that 2.2% of the Indian population are disabled, which is a gross estimation. WHO also reported that 6.2% of the global population is disabled. If we are equating with India, means 192 million people will be disabled people. In India, we are having 750 million internet users are there. So among them, 12 crores are with disabilities. Okay. Since the pandemic, digital tech have been playing a crucial role in transforming our life. From paying bills to taking teleconsultancies, we need to think whether the apps what we are using are digital friendly. Definitely the answer is no. Here, the author of the article, they joined with some top 10 leading apps to gather the data based on online traffic. The apps are Swiggy, Zomato, then Flipkart, Amazon, Ola, Uber, etc. Okay, so they use the web content accessibility guidelines to evaluate the app. Okay. This is the web content accessibility guidelines. So they used it to evaluate the app. They are globally recognized standards to evaluate the disable friendliness of the concerned app or website, which can be applicable to both the website and apps. Then there are three major categorizations are there. Okay, these are the three major categories: the high, medium, and low. If it is low, means it is very poor in disable friendliness. If it is high, means it is having the related parameters which satisfy the related parameters to become a disable friendliness. Okay, so there are two phases are there. The first phase is the launch of the report. Right now they had launched the report. Okay, in that they noted that 4 out of 10 apps are in the low category, which means they are not friendly to the disabled users. The principle of accessibility to disabled people is getting defeated here. Then, apart from this research, they invited the representatives of the concerned apps to their meeting. Only one app presented its representative to the meeting, that is WhatsApp, because it is more disable friendly than any other evaluated apps. The author also have been quoting that intentionality is the main factor behind creating disable friendly digital apps. Okay, which means willingness from the digital industry is the sole requirement need to create a disable friendly apps. So apart from this evaluation, they are also having second phase of task to undertake, which is about to work with the service providers. So you might be knowing about the internet service providers. Internet service provider is an organization that provides services for accessing, using, managing, or participating in the internet. ISPs can be organized in various forms such as commercial, community owned, non-profit, or otherwise privately owned. We should know what is the significance of working along with this internet service providers. It will aid them to design the disable friendly apps. Okay, it will aid them to design the disable friendly apps, and it will educate the stakeholders about the factors of disability, and it will also provide education to the disabled people concerning the disable friendly apps. Then it will change the attitude and mindset towards disability. Okay, so these are the few significances of coordinating with the service providers. The author hopefully revealing that this collaboration will make the digital apps more disable friendly since their inception in design and in the course of usage. Okay, so they also hope that it will change the attitude and general mindset towards the disability in the country. Now let us see the next subtitle, the use of AI and algorithm. Authors have been reaping the benefits of multiple technology from various sectors to evaluate the disable friendliness of apps. Here they have been attesting about the use of AI, okay, in evaluating the apps, because which will automatically evaluate the apps against the designed parameters, so which will reduce the requirement for manual deep testing too. Okay, this manual deep testing, it will incur high cost and time for evaluating these apps. Therefore, the infusion of AI will reduce the time and cost factor. Then, before creating the ecosystems for disabled friendliness, there should be a drive to ensure the availability of these tools to everyone. Okay, so this is what the author have been discussing here, because these tools will provide some valuable feedback to the app developers, which in turn aid in making the disabled friendly apps. And everything digital must be accessible to everyone. This is the quote author have been quoting in the conclusion. And to achieve this, principle of accessibility and inclusive design should be there. Okay, and to make the digital and disabled friendly apps, the government, civil society organizations, and corporations, then from our side, common people, we should take some forward measures. So this is what he have been concluding, and he is notifying that the principle of accessibility and inclusive design are the core pillars of making the disabled friendly apps. Okay, so now let us dive into the next topic. Ladakh, a fragile region, needs autonomy. Okay, so the article is all about the Ladakh and the recent repercussions among the Ladakh people. Why in news? Ladakh people elevating their protest in Delhi. The capital city have been witnessing the mass protest from Ladakh people. The demand of the agitation is a special constitutional status. Okay, so that's what they have been demanding, and which will allow them to take certain autonomous measures for developmental pathway that would safeguard region's fragile economic and cultural heritage. So primarily, it will pave the way for the locally determined developmental pathway. Let us go back to the developments which precipitated into the mass protest. On mid-January, the Leh Apex Body and the Kargil Democratic Alliance, they rejected a committee which was set up by the central government to examine the status issue, especially the special status issue. They also stated that the main mandate of the committee was vague. Then the students, civil society, then other organizations also escalated their demands for constitutional safeguards. On Jan 26, Ladakh educationist Sonam Wangchuk, he kickstarted a fasting in a spine chill sub-zero temperature. He stated an appeal to PM to meet on this demand. Okay, so under the subtitle of Fragile Region, now let us have a look. Ladakh, it's a natural paradise. Okay, let us take a brief look into the Ladakh. It is a region administered by the India as a union territory, which constitutes a part of larger J&K region, and has been the subject of dispute between India, Pakistan and China since 1947. Since 1947, the area is subject to dispute. Ladakh is bordered by the Tibet Autonomous Region to the east. You might have all known Tibet Autonomous Region is under the administration of China, and in the south, the Himachal Pradesh have been bordering both the Indian administered Union Territory of J&K and the Pakistan administered Gilgit-Baltistan to the west. And it extends from Siachen Glacier in the Karakoram Range to the north and to the main Great Himalayas in the south. Okay, so these are the boundary extension of the Ladakh. In the past, actually, Ladakh gained importance from its strategic locations at the crossroads of important trade routes. But as the Chinese authorities closed the borders between the Tibet Autonomous Region and Ladakh in the year of 1960. Then international trade dwindled. Since 1974, the government of India has successfully encouraged tourism in Ladakh. As Ladakh is strategically important, the military maintains a strategic presence in the region. These days, why people actually dissatisfied with the status of Union Territory? In 2019, the Union government, they announced the Union Territory status to the Ladakh. There was a celebration in the initial stages, but later it was diminished. Many Ladakhis, they actually realized the need for free and autonomous functioning. These days, employment generation is still a mirage, and for thousands of years, they are functioned as a kingdom, okay, before their integration with Jammu and Kashmir. Therefore, in the 2019 itself, government announcement came related to the special status, but government did not respond to a desired way what the Ladakhis want in the aftermath, especially before the election to the Ladakh Autonomous Hill Development Council. The 6th schedule status was promised to their regions, this Ladakh region. And Ladakh is a highly sensitive, fragile zone, and it has been hosting variety of mammals, especially the rare mammals like the snow leopard, yak, and other varieties of flora and fauna. Okay. The culture of the Ladakh people is having intricate relationship with the environment prevailing in this region, and high altitude pastoralism, agriculture, and trade have been the mainstays of Ladakhi economy. The author have been stating that the Delhi government, okay, which based in Delhi, it couldn't able to comprehend the ground realities of Ladakh. Okay. Actually, because of the union territory status, the corporations are reaping the potential of mining, infra development, and tourism in a ruthless and exploitative way. Due to this unplanned development, Ladakh have been traveling towards the more and more landslides in the future, as what we have witnessed in the Joshimath. You might have known about the Joshimath, so that's what I am mentioning about it. Then, in the name of the carbon neutral, mega solar projects are getting kickstarted in the Ladakh landscape. According to the MNRE, the mega solar projects are above 500 megawatt. Okay, it should be above 500 megawatt. If it is above 500 megawatt, means then it will be termed as a ultra mega solar projects. In 2023, the union government allocated some 20,000 crore for the integration of power grids, and the project 13 gigawatt project is in the ecologically fragile Changtang region. So for that, the government had allocated 20,000 crores. What are the issues the region exactly have been facing? The Autonomous Hill Development Council is functioning since 1996. Okay, since 1996, the Autonomous Hill Development Council have been functioning, but the decisions were majorly influenced by Delhi and Srinagar based governments. Apart from this Hill Development Council, it launched a vision document in 2025, but it was in stockyard because of the political and financial constraints, because they don't have any autonomous power. Under the working together subtitle, the author have been stating certain statements, and he states that still there are a lot of opportunities exist between Delhi and Ladakh to join hands together. Recently, Ladakh have been taking initiatives for organic agriculture. So here armed forces can do direct procurement, which means it will support the local people. Government can support the people to claim and operationalize the collective rights over the grasslands using the Forest Rights Act. Okay. Then, with respect to the civil society organizations, they are also taking enormous forward initiatives in livelihood, energy, and agricultural domains. The constitutional status that enables locally determined pathway could help the Ladakh region to flourish in a more sustainable way. Okay, so these special constitutional status, it will provide some locally determined pathway which will flourish the landscape of Ladakh in a sustainable way. So this is what the author have been concluding here. Now let us discuss the next article, the leveraging J&K lithium reserves. Okay, so kindly go through this article. Why in news? Recently, the government had explored. Our government came to know about the 5.9 million tons of lithium reserves which are to be explored in Jammu and Kashmir. Why this is significant? Lithium found its profound use in fourth industrial revolution machines and devices as a power storing units. Okay. So lithium is a key component behind greening the economy, and the global electric vehicle segment also witnessing meteoric compound annual growth rate of 8.2%. India also rolling out the subsidy and incentive schemes under the FAME mission. Compared to the global market, Indian market witnessing a compound annual growth rate of 23%. Okay, so which reflects the importance of critical supplies India need to have. Till today, India have been importing raw lithium from Argentina, Australia, etc. And for lithium batteries, we are showing 70% dependency on China. If we capitalize the exploration in Jammu and Kashmir, means India would leap ahead of China in lithium related productions. So the new reserve, it will definitely boost India's ambitious plan, like 30% EV penetration in cars, 70% EV penetration in commercial vehicles, and 80% in two-wheeler and three-wheeler by 2030. Okay. Then what are the geostrategic concerns we are having? Lithium is going to acquire importance as like Brent crude in future. Therefore, the countries are looking forward to protect their critical supply chain. In Indian context, a high level of dependence on China for lithium and other crucial metals and their derivatives are also perceived to be the sources of energy security risk. Okay, it is not only to India but also to other leading nations like US, EU, Canada, etc. Okay, because the battery production, almost 77% of the production is coming from China. China currently also basing some 6 global leading battery makers out of the 10 leading battery makers. So then India is also having long-standing boundary dispute from Akshay to Tawang all across LAC with China. Geostrategic repercussions with China in international arena over Kashmir issue, then Masood Azhar case. Therefore, to secure this geostrategic interest, India have been pushing through the rare earth mission to exploit the domestic resource of the critical element. If India fails to wisely exploit the regime mines means, there will be a tension among the local public. It may act as a breeding ground for terrorism, global repercussions, then cross-border tensions, then insurgency. Okay, so these are the probable outcome of incalculative mining. Now let us discuss the what are the environmental effects. With respect to J&K, government is in a plan to take open pit mining. Okay, you all might have known open pit mining is very disastrous to the landscape, and this process will require 170 cubic meters of water and CO2 emission of 15 tons for every ton of lithium extracted. We all well know that open mining will be a disastrous to the environment, and it will also lead to the landscape degeneration, then waterways contamination. Okay, shrinking the biodiversity and release the considerable air pollution also. Okay, so these are the few major environmental impacts we will be having from the lithium exploration. In Australia, lithium mines are found in the regions of stable hard rock. Okay, but in India, it is located in the Yangfold mountain, especially the Himalayan mountain regions. So it is highly unstable. Then in India, the population density is very high. Therefore, the impact from the exploration will be also very high. Okay, so these are the environmental impacts which are there related to the exploration of lithium. Then let us see what we can learn from the South America. Under the author have been discussing, in South America actually lithium triangle is existing. Okay, this is the lithium triangle, Bolivia, Argentina and Chile. Okay, so they contain almost 50% of the global share, where mining is carried out by the state-owned agencies or private entities. Okay, but if the private entities are participating means they need to enter the contract with the government agencies. Some of the case studies which have been given here, and in the month of April, okay, the Mexican government, they introduced certain reforms to create a state-owned entity, and through which it outlaws the all direct private investments. Okay, and in the same year, in the month of August, the Chile government, they updated the compliance mechanism in Chile, so through which it proposed the compliance plan of worth 52 million, in which the SQM, the minor company, they propose to work with both the regulator and the local communities to address the environmental degradations. Okay, so this is with respect to Chile. And the corporations also, they are also becoming very aware these days. Okay, the companies like Benz, BMW, they have been amending their agreements to procure lithium from the low impact zones. Okay, if the area is having low socio-economic impact means, then they will procure the lithium. This is how they have been proceeding. What safeguards does Indian mining sector have? Okay, J&K officials, they stated that the employment priorities will be provided to the local people, but it won't alleviate the concerns from the lithium mining. The author quotes that the District Mineral Foundation, which came into enforcement through the Amendment of Mines and Minerals Act 1957, which happened in the year of 2015, but till now it hadn't served its purpose. Each district it is getting riddled with some excess bureaucratic control without any public participation. Okay, these are the issues with respect to the District Mineral Foundation. DMF's sole purpose is to take forward the initiatives in each district affected by the mining. So environmentalists also express their concerns about the dysfunction of DMF's, District Mineral Foundation. Lithium mining in J&K should be carried out in the interest of public, and it should preempt any serious environmental and social problems. Also, the government should reap the benefits of lithium exploration with the maximum efficiency. Okay, the wastage should be eliminated and the efficiency should be enhanced. So it is the wish of the author of the article, because it will eliminate the energy poverty and it will promote the sustainable development in the future. From the citizens aspect, we should reduce the luxurious consumption and should encourage the public transport to achieve the goals of this transition. Okay, this is how the author have been concluding in this article. And here is a map of the Lithium Triangle, Bolivia, Argentina and Chile. In Chile, in the Atacama region, they have been doing the exploration, and in the Bolivia, Uyuni region is the region where the lithium exploration have been carried out. And with respect to Argentina, Salindas Grandes and Salar de Hombre Muerto. So these are the two important regions in Argentina where the lithium exploration have been carried out. Kindly have a look into the map and let us discuss in the prelims questions part. And this is the fourth article. It came in the headline related to the wholesale price inflation. The wholesale price inflation, it reduced to a 2-year low of 4.73. The factor behind the reduction in the wholesale price index is there is a decline in the manufactured products price, and also the fuel and the power inflation are under control. Okay, and here with respect to the wholesale price inflation, the base effect, it didn't have any role because the WPI of January 2022 was 13.7%. Okay, so right now it is in the 4.73, and the decline in the rate of inflation is due to the mineral oils, the chemicals and the chemical products, textiles, crude petroleum and natural gas, then textiles and other food products. Okay, so these are the main key factors behind the reduction in the wholesale price inflation. But the consumer price index, it is still higher than the wholesale price index, which means the producers and the intermediaries, they haven't still passed the benefits to the consumers. Okay, so the traders and the intermediaries, they are fetching huge profits that we came to know from the discrepancy between the consumer price index and the wholesale price index. So the wedge between the CPI and the WPI is 177 base points. Now let us discuss the comparison between the WPI and the CPI. WPI, the definition is amounts to the average change in the price of commodities at the wholesale level. Okay, at the manufacturers and at the traders level. The CPI, it will be reflecting the price in the N level, which means at the customer end. Okay, the publishing office of Economic Advisor, and for CPI it is National Statistical Office, NSO. And the commodities, WPI have been measuring the goods only, and under the CPI we have been measuring the prices of both goods and services. And the inflation measurement, it is a first stage of transaction. Okay, and here in CPI, you all well known that it is in the end process of the transaction, so it is a final stage. And the prices here have been paid by manufacturers and the wholesalers. Here customers, they don't have any role. But with respect to the CPI, we will be measuring the prices what the consumers are incurring. And the types of commodities covered, manufacturing inputs, intermediate goods like minerals and the machinery basic metals. Okay, so these are the common goods what we are measuring under the WPI. And under the CPI, education, communication, transportation, recreation, apparel, foods and beverages, housing and medical care. So which covers both the goods and services. For both the WPI and the CPI, we have been keeping the base year of 2011 to 12. Okay, now let us dive into the next article. The Boeing, it is related to the Boeing. The Boeing has released the commercial market report for India. Recently, the Aero India exhibition, it happened in Bangalore. After that, the Boeing had released this report. And what are the findings of the report? These are the few basic findings you should know. India will be requiring 2,210 new airplanes in the next 2 decades. Okay, in the next 2 decades, we are going to expand the air market base. So civil aviation market is going to get expanded. So therefore, it have been demanding the 2,210 new airplanes. So the rapid growth of domestic air traffic, almost 90% of the new deliveries will be single aisle. Single aisle means the model what you are finding in the Airbus A320 and Boeing 737. And in the A380, Airbus A380 and the Boeing 777 are having multi-aisle. Okay, so ATR 72 is there. So it is also coming under the single aisle. So domestic capacity has exceeded the 2019 levels, and India's cargo capacity also will be expanding in the next 20 years. So this is how the report have been mentioning about the India civil aviation market. And here is a few basics about the UDAN scheme. The regional connectivity scheme. The UDAN is a regional connectivity scheme, and it was launched in the year of 2017. For upgrading the underserviced air routes, we launched the scheme, and through this scheme, we are also doing the viability gap funding. Okay, if the airlines are incurring any losses, means then the government will provide some subsidies through the viability gap funding. Around 60 lakh people, they have traveled at the affordable rates under the scheme. Okay, this is the basic fact. And through this scheme, the air travel will be made more affordable and widespread. So that's what these days the civil aviation market have been. The demand of the civil aviation market is getting spiked. And here is the few basics till the 2022. The 1 crore passengers, they benefited since the launch, and by 2026, it will be quadruple to the 4 crores. And 1,000 new routes will be there. Right now, we are having 425 new routes, and in the next 4 years, we will be having 1,000 new routes. and 68 new airports are there till today, and in the future it will be moving towards the 100 new airports. Okay. Now let us discuss the prelims and mains question part. In the prelims question number 1, which of the following countries are in Lithium Triangle? The options are given below. All are the Latin American countries. The first option is Argentina, second Mexico, third one is Brazil, fourth one Bolivia, then the fifth one Chile. I already told you it is the shortcut for the Lithium Triangle is ABC, Argentina, Bolivia and Chile. Okay, you should not supposed to confuse with Brazil. Brazil don't have any major lithium reserves. So Argentina is the right option and Bolivia and Chile. Okay, 1, 4, 5 are the right answer for the question number 1. And here is the second question. It is related to the Chana River because the Rizi lithium reserve, it have been locating in the banks of the Chana River. Therefore, the question came. The Chana River, it originates in the Barlacha Pass. And the second statement, the river hosting world's highest railway bridge, which is a project of national importance. Okay. So the first statement is right. Okay. And with respect to the second statement, you should be knowing the current affairs of past 2 years. Then only you will be answering this question. And the second statement is also right. The Chenab is hosting the world's highest railway bridge, which is the project of national importance. Okay. So both the statements are right. Answer option C is the right one for the question number 2. Then here is the mains question for you. Discuss the term open pit mining and elucidate the geostrategic advantage of India through the exploration of lithium mines in Jammu and Kashmir. The open pit mining definition is in the NCRT, Geography NCRT. So better you can go through it. And you can elucidate the geostrategic advantage of India through the exploration of lithium mines in Jammu and Kashmir with the article what we discussed today. Okay. So kindly try this question. Let me catch you in another analysis tomorrow, friends. Thank you for the patience. Bye.